It's another nice evening, so I decided to head out after a few more rabbits. And I'm not far down the farm lane to I spot a few in the distance, a couple of young rabbits, but it's well over 60 yards to them, and with that gate in the road I don't think I'll be able to get within suitable range for the 15 foot-pound BSA Superten that I'm using today. Still using the Armex Airstream pellets, and so far they've been working quite well for me. So when I got to the gate, I was still quite a distance away from the rabbits, further really than I wanted to try and take a shot. But I just noticed something to my right hand side, and when I turned around I realised there was a rabbit sitting in the field about 20-25 yards away. So I slowly turned around, brought the rifle up, and took it with a clean headshot. This is probably the third rabbit I've shot in this field. Shot hit a little lower than I was really allowing for, but it was still a good clean kill. So I started back up the farm lane again, and I didn't get too far before I noticed something in front of me. There was another rabbit just on the right hand side of the lane. So I tried to use the long grass along the verge of the lane to try and disguise my approach, and made my way forward. I've just got to about 35 to 40 yards, set the rifle up, and the rabbit had seen enough of me and cleared off before I ever got the rifle on target. But I did notice a second rabbit just a little further on up. So keeping the shooting sticks deployed, I've made my way another 5-10 yards further. Had a wee bit of problem getting the shooting sticks sort of to stay stable. The bank with the grass verge on it there drops away all of a sudden. But the rabbit's about 36 yards away. And I go for a headshot. And down he goes. You can see by the amount of dung here and there on the gravel path, there's quite a few rabbits about. Here these little black raisins is the best way to describe it, is from a young rabbit. And here these much larger is from a more adult rabbit. But there's quite a bit of it sitting in this path, and it could easily be mistaken for gravel if you don't know what you're looking for. Pellet struck him just in the base of the neck, so I'll give his belly a wee squeeze to get rid of any excess urine before I put him into the game bag. Further up the path I see this crow getting a a buzzard a good old bashing. He's just making sure he keeps on travelling over the horizon and doesn't bother trying to attack or put his chicks or his young into any danger. Now back into the farmyard, I spotted this young rabbit just the other side of this old grey Ferguson, and taking my time, slowly stepping forward, I managed to get within 5 or 6 yards of him. I'm not interested in shooting him, he's just too young and cute really, but it just shows you how close you can actually get to a young rabbit if you take your time. So I made my way through one of the byres and through this quite noisy door to see if I can get any closer to some of the rabbits in the paddock. The noise of the door doesn't seem to bother the rabbits, I guess they're used to hearing it day by day. But a quick nosy around and I spot a rabbit out in the paddock, about 35 yards away. Take a careful aim, and wouldn't you know, there's 2 rabbits. Boy, they multiply pretty quickly. I give him a wee squeak to raise his head and take him a headshot. So I give him a quick squeeze and put him into the game bag as the light's starting to go now. See if I can get one more opportunity before I call it a night. Give my hands a bit of a wipe with the grass before I pick the rifle up. Now initially I decided to go up the hill, but ended up going through the gateway in the background there, which is quite mucky and rotted, so while I was trying to concentrate where I was setting my feet, I actually spooked a rabbit just up the field of me. And just noticed the movement as I got onto dry land. But he stopped before he went into the hedge, thinking that the rushes was giving him plenty of cover. So I carefully deployed the shooting sticks with the rifle. Got down onto a kneeling position. The rabbit's about 38 yards away. Give him a little bit for elevation. And squeezed the shot off. Tried to clean the feet up as best as possible, kicking the clabber off it before picking the rabbit up. Pellet hit the rabbit in the eye. Now, wasn't too long ago that I hit one in the eye and it ran for about 3-4 yards before dropping. This time, even with the eye shot, the rabbit dropped right on the spot, giving me a good clean kill. So the sun's slowly setting and we'll head back home to the van. Four rabbits in the bag and another nice evening to be out.